The city had burned for 3 days and 3 nights. The fire had eaten through stone, swallowed towers, and devoured every street that once carried the laughter of its people. Now the ruins breathed only in silence. Ash floated through the air like snow, falling upon collapsed arches and blackened walls. Every corner whispered of lives lost, every broken door opened only to emptiness. Amidst the smoke, she stumbled forward, her legs trembling with every step. Her clothes were torn, her hands blistered, her face marked by soot and blood. She had run until her strength gave out, run even after her lungs begged her to stop. But now there was nowhere else to go. She sank to her knees beside the rubble, her breath shallow, her body quaking under the weight of despair. Her eyes blurred with tears, and for a moment, she thought she saw movement in the haze, shadows shaped like men, ghosts of those she had lost. She rubbed her eyes, whispering a broken prayer that someone, anyone, might still be alive. And then she saw him. A figure emerged from the smoke, slow and steady, like a phantom stepping out of death itself. His cloak was heavy with ash, the edges singed. His hat shadowed his face, but she could see the scars etched deep into his skin, marks of battles that refused to let him die. At his side, a pistol gleamed faintly, its barrel still darkened from use. Her heart leapt and faltered at once. Was he alive, or just another ghost wandering the ruins? When their eyes met, she found her voice, trembling and fragile. "Are you alive?" The man paused, his gaze sharp yet unreadable. For a heartbeat, she feared he would vanish back into smoke. But his voice came low, steady, carrying the weight of someone who had outlived too much. "Alive enough." The sound of it broke something inside her, a dam of fear and silence. She rose shakily, staggering toward him, her hands trembling. When she reached him, her fingers curled against his cloak, clinging as if to anchor herself against the void. "Tell me it's over," she whispered, her voice breaking. The man's eyes flickered past her, toward the horizon. Black smoke bled into the red sky, a promise that the war had not ended. His silence told her more than words ever could. He would not lie. Her lips trembled. "Then what do we do?" He looked back at her, his jaw hard, his voice carved from stone. "We survive." The words, simple yet unyielding, struck deep into her heart. She nodded, though her hands still shook. Together, they turned from the ruins of the square and began to move, step by step, into the broken veins of the city. The world around them was a graveyard. Bodies lay scattered where they had fallen, friends and strangers alike, their faces frozen in final moments of fear and courage. She stopped once, kneeling beside the body of a child. Her trembling fingers brushed away the dust from the small, lifeless face. A sob rose in her throat, but before it escaped, the man's voice cut through the silence. "Don't stop. Not here." It wasn't harsh. It was necessity. If grief held them now, it would break them. She swallowed her sorrow, forced herself to stand, and followed him once more. Hours blurred as they crossed the ruins. The fires hissed and whispered in the wind. Every sound made her heart race, the crunch of rubble beneath boots, the moan of collapsing stone, the distant echo that might have been footsteps. He walked steady, hand always near his pistol, eyes sharp on every shifting shadow. She clung to his presence, her fear slowly hardening into something else, into a fragile spark of strength. When night came, they found refuge inside the crumbled remains of an inn. Its walls leaned, but still offered shelter from the wind. They sat in silence, the faint glow of dying embers casting long shadows. She broke the silence first. "Why do you keep fighting? After all this, after everyone's gone, why keep going?" The man did not answer right away. His fingers brushed over the steel of his weapon, his gaze distant. At last, his voice came low, carrying the weight of a truth too heavy to share lightly. "Because I promised them." She frowned. "Who?" "All of them." His eyes met hers, filled with storms. "Every face that's fallen. every voice that was silenced. I carry them. If I stop, they die for nothing. But if I keep going, their fire burns in me. His words struck her deeper than any blade. She saw then what he was, not just a survivor, but a bearer of memory. The last fire of the fallen world lived inside him. And for the first time since the fire began, she felt something stir in her chest. Not fear. Not despair. Hope. The night was long, heavy with silence and distant echoes. But when dawn broke, pale light touched the ruins, painting them in grey. They rose together, stepping out of the broken inn into the chill of morning air. At last, beyond the shattered gates of the city, they saw smoke rising in the distance, not from destruction, but from life. Her heart leapt. There are others. His hand rested on his pistol, his gaze hard. Or enemies. For a moment, the silence between them stretched thin. The ruins whispered behind them, the horizon beckoned ahead. She touched his shoulder gently, her voice soft but steady. If it's enemies, can we win? For the first time, a faint smile touched his lips. Not joy, but defiance. If they want to fight, we'll give them hell. She breathed deep, her fear breaking into something stronger. She nodded, and together, they stepped forward. The fire had taken everything. But it had not taken them. And as long as their hearts still burned, one of vengeance, one of hope, the world was not yet lost.